So one of these days, English media, English fans will actually give Celtic the credit that they're due and stop going on about that Celtic couldn't hang with any English Premier League teams. Because tell me the last time Celtic didn't hang with any English Premier League teams when we played them. And we most certainly did tonight. What a game of football. Well done, Celtic. We're all proud of you. What's happening, Celtic family? Let's begin this as we do normally. If you have not subscribed, it is absolutely free to do so. Please smash the subscribe button below. It really does help me grow this channel, and let's grow this channel together. And thank you very much for everybody's support so far. I really appreciate it. Let's get into the video. Where do we begin with that one? Where do we begin? First of all, let's begin by saying what a game of football. What a game of football. I really enjoyed that game of football. I thought Aston Villa were brilliant. They were so good, but we knew that would happen. We knew that Celtic were going to go down there and probably have to defend a lot. We all said it. We all knew it was going to happen. Nothing gives us the right to head down to Birmingham, to Villa Park, and just go over there and completely take over the football pitch. It's just not going to happen. What happened, what we said would happen, happened a lot. Aston Villa had a lot of the ball, but listen, Celtic went down there and they showed an absolute brilliant account of themselves. And the amount of times, and I'm going to say it because there's so many people who just don't say anything about it, but the English pundits, or whatever they want to call them, who are on Talk Sport and everything, giving it how Celtic would never ever cope in the English Premiership. Listen, tell me a time when Celtic has not put up a performance against any English team. Go back, Google it, do whatever you've got to do and come back to me with when was the last time Celtic have not put on a performance against an English team, whether that be down in England or up at Celtic Park. Whenever they've played as an English team, they've always given them a game, always. So don't try and tell me that Celtic wouldn't hang in the English Premier League when they would start getting the kind of money that the English Premier League get, because it's an absolute tourist league. It's an absolute spectacle. Don't tell me that Celtic wouldn't hang with the top guns of English Premier League, because going there, we've just played Aston Villa, right? Okay, fair enough, we got beat 4-2, but we gave an absolute great account of ourselves, and having two of our main players out. Carter Vickers is in there, and Dyson Maid is in there. It's a different game. I'm not saying we win that game. What I am saying, it is a completely and utterly different game. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself here right now. But I am absolutely so proud of Celtic right at this minute. Not just because of that game, but throughout this whole Champions League group stage. We've done absolutely phenomenal. We've been brilliant. We've been so good. And Celtic should hold their head up high. And so should all Celtic supporters, the club, the team, Brendan Rodgers, all the backroom staff. Celtic supporters should hold their head up high. What an absolute achievement to get into the next round, to get into the playoffs. It's been brilliant. And Celtic have been an absolute joy to watch through this period. We have given a really good account of ourselves, and long may this continue, because we're going to get Champions League next year as well. The title's almost done. It's near enough done. So we'll be in the Champions League again next year, and it's about building on it. It's about building on what we've done here. We've got into the knockout stages of the Champions League. This is massive. This is massive, and to go down to Aston Villa on the last game of the group stage and give a performance like that. Don't get me wrong, there was aspects of the game that maybe we could have done a lot better in. I think a lot of the decision making was a bit dubious at times. But in saying that, I thought Celtic were brilliant. If I had to pick holes in anything, I would say that Liam Scales maybe didn't have the best game, but I only put that down to Liam Scales not playing as much football at the minute. he's not played a lot of football. So to come in there because Cameron Carter-Vickers is out and to play against Aston Villa is a big ask. It's a massive ask because, listen, Aston Villa proved in the first 4 minutes why they're such a good team. I have never seen a team hit Celtic so fast on the break. It was unbelievable, and they looked like every time they were going to on the attack, they were going to score. But a lot of the time, Celtic stifled it, and I was listening to Neil Lennon halfway through the first half when he says, when we were even 2-0 down, and he turned around and says, look how composed Celtic are. Celtic stayed so composed. They kept with the programme, they believe in the structure, and they came back. And let's just talk about Idah's first goal. First of all, the pass into Greg Taylor from Rio Atati, that first time pass. What an absolute ball. Rio Atati's getting absolutely brilliant at these passes. I don't mean he's getting absolutely brilliant. He's always been really, really good at these first time passes or breaking the lines. He's always been good, but he's just been a bit quieter this season. I don't know if you've ever heard me say that before. But he's been a bit quieter this season. But he's definitely coming on to a game tonight. He's definitely coming on to a game now. And I thought tonight he had another great game. I thought that middle of the park, I thought Callum McGregor was great. If you look again at Callum McGregor, just the way that he's shouting all his instructions to everybody, I thought he was great. I thought Arne Engels had another fantastic game. But that ball into Greg Taylor was inch perfect. Then Greg Taylor getting the ball across, took a wee deflection, and there was Idah to finish it off. And as I said before, I hope this is going to be the game that Idah really steps up, and step up he done. What a finish. That first finish is so hard to take. It's at a very strange height for him. He gets his foot on it, and you could tell that he's absolutely relieved by that. Didn't give much of a celebration because he knows that there's more work to do. But a great finish, and I'm so chuffed for the big man because he absolutely needed that. That's what he needed. As I said, he's been lacking in massive confidence. He got that goal against Young Boys, and I was hoping, I was praying that was the goal that was really, really going to sort of spur him on. I know that it was a bit of a dodgy goal, but as I said, if you're not in that space and you're not making them runs, and if he hadn't have done it, that goal would have never happened. So for him to get that, I was hoping that is what would sort of jeer him on and give him a wee bit more confidence. And listen, even before the first goal, he was starting to bully the defence a bit. I love how he goes running into tackles, shoulder barges, and absolutely claims his authority over other players and wants to fight for every ball that's there. I thought he was fantastic tonight. And 2 minutes later, he gets his rewards again and gets his level in the game. And what a finish. What a finish that is from him. Absolutely brilliant finish. But some play on the work up to it. I mean, some of the Celtics football tonight was absolutely stunning. It really was. And then, as I said, there were some times that passes were a bit questionable. There was times that we just were a wee bit erratic on the ball and just didn't know where to go with it. But in a whole, I thought Celtic were really composed. I mean, coming on to the second goal, that sort of back heel from Arne Engels, my God. But even Alistair Johnson's awareness to know not to touch that ball because he was offside was phenomenal again. The ball comes in and there's Idah there again to finish it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Some amazing football. And as I said, it was an absolute joy to watch that game. Not just through a Celtic tinted glasses, but through just being a lover of football. That was an absolute fantastic game to watch. It really was. It was end to end at some times. And then a lot of the time in the second half, Aston Villa had a lot of the ball and sort of pressed us really quite high. But I thought a lot of the time Celtic dealt with that press in the main. In the main, they dealt with that press. But overall, absolute great performance in the whole Champions League group stage. But I honestly don't know what to say. I am so chuffed for Celtic. I'm so chuffed at the way that they've played. They've really gave a good account of themselves. And I'm over the moon to be in the next stage of the Champions League. But listen, Aston Villa are a good side. They deserve to win that game. They did deserve to win that game. A few things happened in that game. The likes of the penalty. And I'm so glad that your man made an absolute mess of that, because it feels like justice has been done. For me, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. He's kind of shielded the ball. He's got over the top of the ball. He's not hit the player at all, and he's kind of turned his body into it and shielded the ball and tried to take it away from him. To me, there was nothing in that. Now, I don't know the rule book, and if you're going by the rule book, that's probably a penalty, so that's why it's given. But for me, it's really soft, and I would have said that even if it happened the other way around. I generally would have, because I thought it was really soft. But what a miss that was. What a miss that was. He'll probably be getting ripped for that for the rest of his life, and rightly so. There's no way his pals have not texted him already and absolutely ripped the mick out of him for that. But for me, I was happy because I honestly didn't think that it was a penalty. But yeah, listen, penalties have been given for a lot less, so therefore, it is what it is. Listen, I've watched Aston Villa a few times sort of on the sort of lead up to this game to kind of see what they were all about. It's not a team that I watch regularly, but I probably will start to watch them a wee bit more because I absolutely love how quick off the break that they are. They're so quick on the break, it's unreal. But I thought at times Celtic really did sort of handle it pretty well for not having Cameron Carter-Vickers there, who we all know brings a sense of calm to the team. And I just thought that at times Liam Scales kind of got caught out. But I just put that down to just maybe not playing as many games this season. So I kind of put it down to that. I thought Trusty had a really good game tonight. Alistair Johnson was absolutely fantastic out in the wing. He really was. I'd said on a previous video that I thought in the Young Boys game he was quite quiet. I still stick by that. I think he was quite quiet, but I thought tonight he didn't really put a foot wrong. He cleared the ball off the lines. To stop the third goal going in the first half, and he really did contribute a lot. And I said in my last video that a big night was needed by him, because what I'd seen of West Ham, they like to go down that line, down that wing, and in the first half, that's exactly what they've done. And I thought Alistair Johnston handled it pretty well. But I thought most of the team played brilliant. I'm not going to start picking any one person out because I thought it was a collective. But I'm so chuffed. I am so chuffed for Adam Idah, because that's exactly what that guy needed. He needed a big game like that. And take away his goals, as I said, his contribution to the game was second to none tonight. It really was, and he went out there and made a statement to give Brendan Rodgers something to think about. Although we still need a striker, don't get me wrong, we still need a striker in there, but he definitely gave Brendan Rodgers some food for thought on him being that number one for that position. I thought he was really good tonight, and I hope he takes a lot from it. He'll be buzzing with his goals. One person that won't be buzzing is young Dame Murray. I absolutely feel for the guy. It was one of these lapses in concentration. He thought he was going to get the ball back to Schmeichel, but yeah, it didn't work out for him, and you could see him punching the ground at the end there. He knew that it was him that made that mistake. But listen, it happens, and he's came in there, and it's a big game to come in. Okay, we'd already got through, right? So the fact that we were into the next stage, that kind of takes a wee bit of heat off the game. That kind of lets you calm down a wee bit. But that's a massive game for him to come on and to come in there and do a job. And he's had a lapse of concentration, and I absolutely feel for the guy. I do. But there's really not much more I can say on the game. It is what it is. It was probably the right outcome. As in Aston Villa winning it, I thought Aston Villa probably deserved to win. But it was a really hard fought game. It was a good game to watch, it really was. But yeah, listen, as a whole, in this group stage of the Champions League, we have done brilliant, and now we look to take on either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. And listen, what 2 nights that's going to be. Listen, who doesn't want to get Bayern Munich or Real Madrid? Let's be honest. We're Celtic. We know where we're at in this competition. We know at some point we're going to get pumped out. We know we're going to get pumped out. We're under no illusion that we are going to get to any semi-finals or finals in this competition at this point in time. We understand that. So to get either Real Madrid or Bayern Munich and to take them at Celtic Park, it's going to be an absolute unbelievable atmosphere. I remember the last time we played against Real Madrid, where we played really well in the first half at Celtic Park, and the atmosphere is probably, I've attended many a Celtic game, but that atmosphere, my ears were ringing for absolute days afterwards. It was unbelievable. And so whoever we get, Bayern Munich or we get Real Madrid, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. But listen, we're Celtic and we like to dream, so you never know what's going to happen. You absolutely never know what's going to happen, but it's a good tie to have, and it'll be good to watch either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid and see what we do against them. But listen guys, I'm going to go. If I can edit this as quickly as possible and get it up, I might just do that and get it up tonight. If I can't, I will put this up tomorrow. But let me know in the comment section, as per usual, what you thought, firstly, of the game tonight, and secondly, what you thought of Celtic through this group stage of the Champions League as a whole. It's always really good to read all your comments. I really do enjoy reading all your comments. Thank you very much for all the support. But until the next time, guys, stay safe out there. Hail, hail, Celtic family, and take it easy. Cheers.